every galaxy. There are all kinds of powerful creatures. I mean, imagine kind of great giant dinosaurs with enormous penises.
Hey you beautiful buccaneers, Falcore here. So I've decided to start doing videos like this for 2020 where I can just sit back and essentially chat about the state of the game and possibly get some feedback from you lovely folks. It's a much easier editing process for myself and it means more content being uploaded, so it's a win-win situation. So since the game's release, we've seen a huge change to its, let's say, limited starting position, with the inclusion of a new world boss, an update to the old one, and loot dropped from both. We've seen blacksmiths turn rogue and summon a skeleton fleet, we've seen the shroud part ways to give birth to volcanic lands, and most recently we've seen the inclusion of an arena PvP mode to the game alongside a huge storyline tagged onto the game's regular mode, as well as a new faction, fishing, hunting, harpoons, curse cannonballs, a new ship, and of course fire, which in no way was leaked by a member of the dev team. The game sure has come a long way since its release, and even I was skeptical about the game at launch. I honestly didn't think it was going to stay afloat. Afloat, because it's water. And it's in the sea. Okay, shut up. But thankfully, this beloved game has kept its head above the water for almost 2 years, and the player base is growing day by day. But what's to come for the future of the game? Well, already we have seen the steady release of monthly updates, which are a little hit and miss, but having the knowledge that something new is coming soon if you're not thrilled about the current patch is great. It's also great to see the world evolving every month, giving it that kind of comic book feel. And of course, the start of the new fantastic tall tale with a literal cliffhanger ending. Since I started doing videos on this game, I have seen countless comments from people giving ideas of how to improve the game. Some of them extremely well thought out, and others that just say there should be an ice biome and a whale and an axe. That'll do it. And although I tend to agree that a new world biome, much like the Devil's Shroud, would indeed be great, it doesn't really add much to the game's longevity, other than a nice view. I think if Rare are to expand on this game, they first need to focus on the basics before looking out to the horizon. You see, for anyone who just started playing this game, they would be overjoyed and somewhat overwhelmed by what this game has to offer. I really do envy any new player who comes into this game at the moment. And then we have us guys and gals who have been playing this entire time, maxed out in almost every faction, seen everything that's to be seen, so it makes sense that we would want new lands, new bosses, new weapons, etc. Just gonna stop there. Have you ever noticed how it's always people who have done everything this game has to offer who say this game sucks and has no content? Oh sure buddy, you spent near 1,500 hours playing the game, but it sucks. Okay, yeah sure, see you in the comments later. Although all of these things are cool ideas, be honest, it's only the thought of it that seems cool. It would get normal and boring very fast, and you'd be left with the same mechanics, the same factions, and the same game shortly after. What this game needs is an overhaul of the base game mechanics, maybe even a new faction or two. One of my favourite things about the anniversary update for me was the fact that I finally had my reputation bars back, something to work toward, something that could take time and I could revel in, which was far more fun than a iceberg or something. Maybe even an expansion on the factions that we already have, offering legendary quests or becoming a member of that faction. I actually did a video on this appearing on the top right. Go have a look. Just not right now, because that would be awkward. Have a look later, not now. When you ask someone what this game needs, you often get a response like this. I just want the Shrouded Ghost. Although this community comes up with some amazing ideas for what should be added, a lot of which have actually made their way into the game, a lot of the ideas are what I call face value. A new biome, a new ship, a new weapon, a new hazard, as examples are all great, but they add no longevity to the core of the game. What we need now is something that not only new players can be excited about, but us veterans too. An expansion to reputation gains and factions, and an increase to the end game is a great way to tackle the core structure of the game. It'd give new players something to strive for rather than just a staircase in the tavern, and it would excite us veterans who would be able to discover new horizons in the ones that we already have sailed. Maybe once this is done, we can then start to talk about ice biomes and axes and, I don't know, gerbil pets, and clams. What do you think would add longevity to this game? Leave your comments down below.